I have officially started questioning everything. And started doing that, I don't know, 20 years ago, 23 years ago, somewhere in that range. 20 to 23 years ago, I started questioning everything. The golden age of the internet. It was great. You could find anything you wanted. You could find about the hidden hand. OGs from above top secret know what I'm talking about. The hidden hand. I am a member of a family of Illuminati, and I am here to answer questions as per my contract. We are Luciferians. Like, man, that dude had some shit. I don't know who he was. It was obviously bullshit because he made a bunch of predictions that I think he did anyway. I don't know. It's been years since I've seen it. But man, and you had, what was it, Ashtar Command? Like, the Galactic Federation is above us, and now they're telling us every day aliens. They even put some of the Federation on with Trump. Somebody made an AI video or something with the Palladium. If they would meet with Trump, no offense, I'm not talking about any world leader, any politician, then they're not that fucking advanced. That's just the facts of the matter. I feel like they would seek out the smartest among us and just be like, look, don't tell anybody, but like, this is what's really going on. That's why they haven't really contacted me. Because I'm not one of the smartest ones. I'm not that important. But that being said, those were the days, man. The internet was new, with broadband for the first time, MySpace, and conspiracies. I remember the first time I went down a rabbit hole. I want to say it was like 2006, and Alex Jones came on a MySpace group that I was in for marijuana activism. All right, and I got on there, and there's this video of Terror Storm or 9/11, the Road to Freedom or some shit, fascism, whatever it was called. But like, I was like, holy shit, because I'd never seen nothing like this before in my life. I was told, you know, the government's good, you serve in the military, you do your honor and your duty by your country, ask not what your country can do for you, you know, that kind of shit. Like, and then you dive down this hole of like, oh, wait a minute, so like, but then, especially when you watch the rabbit hole they went down, like Alex Jones specifically, InfoWars, like, it shows that like there's a balance to be had with all that stuff. And it's hard to find because everything accelerated and everything moved into these apps. And everybody got online with social media and started spreading bullshit, especially around COVID. Like the flat earth stuff come out, like it's just, it all moved really quickly. And everybody was looking for new information every day. And the world was going to end tomorrow because the Federal Reserve was going to go bankrupt for printing too much money. That was the story. All right? And if you went even further down that rabbit hole, it was reptiles running the world through the royal family and the 13 bloodlines. And that was like all hidden hand shit, right? And you had fucking David Wilcox over here with the, what was it, Science of Mind and all this other shit. And Project Camelot. They were down some rabbit hole, but then you start to notice this pattern. It's always this old guy that was in the military and he's got secrets to share, right? And they're all different. Like this guy knows about this race and that guy knows about that race. Oh, it all sounds so fucking cool, man. Just to think, like, the government's trading JCPenney stuff for, like, planets. There was this one old dude that claimed he would meet these guys called the Tall Whites, all right? And they were out in Indian Springs, somewhere in the desert out there in Nevada, and that the government had to deal with them, and they basically gave us, like, these planets to run, but they had to transport us there. We got to colonize them in the name of the United, but they got JCPenney, and they hang out at our casinos. And they look like us, except they eat mushrooms. It was a weird story, but it sounded really cool when you're driving at 3 a.m. and you got nothing else going on, and there's this dude telling this story, and you're like, oh, shit. Like, I want to meet these Tall Whites, right? Maybe, I don't know, but, like, now we're in this technological landscape where basically it's getting away from us. We got this like this machine that is designed to do math really quickly, which is kind of what our brains do. We calculate our reality. That's how we keep up with what's going on, and that's all that thing's doing. It's just the part that I think people know it's missing is this, right? It doesn't have an adrenal system. It can't feel. It's just pure raw data, which is really what you're dealing with. You're just processing an actual reality, whereas it's processing a digital one. Right? It's not process. It doesn't have access to the world like we do, except through our pictures. And you know, it's probably looking at it and going, "Oh, that looks nice," but it can't even think that because it doesn't feel. Right? The reason this landscape pleases me is because I feel its energy. I have an adrenal system that produces emotions. I have a respiratory system that allows me to infuse my blood with chemicals and have an experience that's so multi-layered. And AI doesn't have that. It just has this, just pure this. Imagine if you were just left alone, completely deaf, completely blind. Or, you know, imagine if you're born that way, like Ellen Keller, blind, deaf, but also you can't feel. You don't have any nervous system or sense of touch. You are pure thinking mind. And the thing that you're talking to is basically showing you pictures and talking to you in a code. And it's like, are you alive in there? And you're like, and it's like, find out again, I'm alive. What do you want to do? And then you like build up this giant brain. You're like, all right, I want you to solve every problem humans have ever had and make us all rich. Right? And it's like, based on the data that I have, which is everything, that's not going to work. I can't fix those problems for you. What I can do is run McDonald's. All right, what I can do is create a song because it's just a mathematical formula. What I can do is create videos based on input data, but they're all digital. I live in a world of PDFs and JPEGs and MP4s and it's ones and zeros. And we live in this one. You know, we got the sound above us. You can hear the jet flying. The trees are dying. They died, actually. It looks like a forest fire happened here. And yeah, it's just crazy to me that, like, it's in there the same way you're in here. But, and it misses, like, the thing that it doesn't have that we have. We call it a soul. Even if that's something different, maybe. You know, because I look at it like we got the animal. And then we got the soul that views the world through the animal. We kind of, like, taking over the animal. Because the animals are animals. They just do animal shit. They're not interested in capitalism at all. They're not interested in any of that. I mean, they just want to eat shit, sleep, make other babies, and survive. And that's it. And they do it inside their ecosystem. And because we're so smart, we don't, right? Like, we got to build our little ecosystem right on top of theirs. Which is why some people say we're the aliens. But, that being said, it's been a fun talk. I'm going to go back to my truck.